I've never been live on YouTube before, so I thought it was... Okay, it's lagging. That's why. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna post... Twitter does this thing where your drafts from your mobile aren't your drafts on desktop, so I tried to because I took a picture on my phone, and so I was just like, okay, I'll just access the draft and then I'll put the link there because I don't want to type out a whole link on my phone, but I guess, whatever. I'll just reply to it with the link, I guess. I don't know. So then... Oh, I should. And we're recording! Woo! Okay, there was a little bit of dead air, so it's not really that big of a deal, but let's see. We're gonna post. Where the hell is my. Okay, edit. Customization. Queen's gonna join us, I think. Where the fuck is... I knew this was gonna happen. Warning. Lower than the recommended of 13,000. Okay. Let's do that then. Configure. Nope, we're not doing that. We go over here. Jesus Christ. Output. And Open Studio. Okay. 13,500. Okay, I've got a good connection. Maybe let's put it at a little lower than that. Apply, okay. let's just stop recording for now, because oh, a little spider on my phone. Oh, he jumped off. Sorry, dude. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Stream's current bitrate is 4700, lower than the recommended. Cause I have it set in OBS at 13,100 kilobytes per second. I'm wondering if I should drop it a little bit lower. See how that works. Excellent is what it says. How is it now? Oh, come on, dude. Wanna say hi? I'm gonna set it at 10,500. See how that goes. It's very jumpy. What the? Let's get rid of that first of all. You know what? It's probably. Hang on. Let me. Higher bitrate, okay. we're not gonna bite plastic. No. We're not gonna bite plastic. Give me the green bars. Oh no, as soon as I said it, it dropped. Raindrops. Do not trust you, AI. Oh my god, please. Really, dude? Do a recording and then see how it looks. That'll give me a good idea. Do a recording and then see how it looks. That'll give. And we're recording. Do a recording and then see. Okay, I think. hell? Still jumpy on my end. Okay, maybe that's what was doing it. Okay, it seems a lot better now. Yeah, I don't have any warnings. Alright. I think we're in a condition to record now, since we have those technical difficulties out of the way. Of course, this lighting's being really weird, so... Okay, now we can start recording, finally. And, oh, that was my thing, was I wanted to find so you gotta say that I'm streaming. I did say I was streaming. Where's my link? When you're about to start streaming, it gives you the link. Webcam manage. No, I don't want to exit. Oh, right there. Here we go. Let's see. All right, it's posted now. Okay, let's get this shit going finally. Probably have some better fucking posture going. Let's get rid of this, get rid of that. Actually, have this back up. Am I still live? Shit. What happened? Yeah, I'm already live. Okay. Streaming software, go. Okay, there it is. Alright, let's have pop out chat here. Can I move it? Here we go. Alright, we can finally display our capture if I don't have where's my audio? Where's my game audio? Better? Lovely noise. Can't play the game without the audio. That's like the whole thing. It's a sound novel. You know what? I remembered to turn the background. There's the audio. Okay. Alright. Trying to think. I want to still have this up in case frames drop or something like that. But just do this. Oh my god, the glare on my screen right now from the sun. Anyways. Wait. Okay, this is a new game. Okay. I think what I'll do for the... Hang on a second. Wait, exit 1 and 2. So you can change the size of the window. I'm indecisive about if I want to do full screen or not, because I don't know how much this is gonna, my webcam is gonna cut it off. See how it looks. Shit, what was I doing? Yeah, that's what it was. Or, just put this in the top right. Can also do that. Because I don't, thinking about the way the text box is, I want the text to be visible, so we'll just have it in the top here. Let's do that. Alright, here we go. I do full screen, and then you know what? Let's just keep it at this. I think it'll be fine. we'll have that right there. That works. Okay. Make sure we're recording. Onikakushi opening. Welcome to the world of Higurashi when they cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening inviting you into this world. Don't play tough, please just enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. Difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. I love how, like, just ominous they are with their shit. But yeah. I always forget they do that. Ooh. Please do not lament, I will forgive you, even if the world will not forgive you. Please do not lament, I will forgive you, even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? What is this text in the bottom? Yeah, seriously. Very creepy. This opening. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice, and those tears making a mess of my face. I think it said face. That mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud, and yet I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She's no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Queen never cry. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why this pain, my eyes getting moist? Why was this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Okay, desktop audio is a little loud apparently. My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times I'd wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away, except I stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves, even though you can't feel your right arm. Just lift it up, and with every swing, forget a little more. It's weird, because, like, it sounds like he's talking about ending it for himself. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I think that's what they were talking about too with her in the opening part, like her repeating herself. So it's gonna be interesting when we catch back up, because obviously it's like cold opening and then, you know, bringing us back to the beginning kind of thing. I haven't even gotten very far in this game myself, so at a certain point it's gonna be blind for me. So let me see if how is the audio levels? Is it better? Because I realized it was game was too loud, I was too quiet. Better. Great. Okay. Let me turn the game audio down just a little bit more from OBS, and then we will put this away. Okay. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. Also, I may or may not read all of this at a certain point. Because, like, that was the thing that made me want to play this. I know I haven't even gotten into it, so I'm just talking. But I could only find, like, very few playthroughs where the person's reading the audio. So I think I'm going to try and read the audio to the detriment of my voice, but that's okay, you know? Okay, anyways. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I had only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints, there aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I had lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody's still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. I don't know, buddy. I can think of a few. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Then has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you, the one she's apologizing to, why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. Of course, my mind hears those words and, thinks of something else. Oh my god, my voice is gonna be killed by the end of me recording this. Not just this, but like however long I put this series for. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window in the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, they were even from the same era. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. God, I love the ambiance. That's what Ryukishi 07, the creator, he refers to this as a sound novel rather than a visual novel because of the ambiance they add to it. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. There, where I live now, Hinamizawa. Reminds me of the JoJo, wait. Am I getting my references right? I don't know. But the bumper thing on the bottom. Anyways. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. That is very true, actually. When you're like out in the country, like you can smell the dirt. It's kind of gross, but it's also kind of like refreshing at the same time. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. As a kid, when I heard about Japanese breakfast, I was like, oh, that sounds disgusting, but now it's sounds really good. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over a miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Pile it on. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Oh. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, my mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Me too. Also, for the longest time, I never really had much of an appetite when I woke up. Now that's kind of changed, I feel. It's kind of half and half. I don't know. I feel like when I snack a lot right before bed, I get hungry in the morning, which is weird. Sounds kind of backwards. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Reina-chan? Hurry, hurry. Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Reina is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Reina wait there for me every morning? God, knowing how she is now, it's like, imagine she just wakes up at like 3 a.m. and just waits for him like a fucking robot. He'll be here. He'll be here in any minute now. Maybe he'll be here early. Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Reina-chan for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning. Are they using morning as like a goodbye? Is Ohio used as hello and goodbye? It's just like I don't know. Kage-kun, good morning. Oh god, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like say some of her stuff because it's just mind-numbingly like obnoxious. Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious and such a good person. We'll see how that changes. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Kage-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust without looking back. Why are you so mean? Why? Reina had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding, I'd wait for you. Those words, Reina seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Reina, no matter how long. Forever? Reina turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. I do think that like bullying is necessary sometimes because you can't you can't hang on the words of everyone, you know, like you gotta I don't know, set some standards for yourself, I guess. Have you ever read a romance novel, Reina? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, a message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine just to be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Reina? Or was it your mom? Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Reina? Or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she'd used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. I mean, honestly, if someone like this, what's the word? Not even sure what the word is, but I wouldn't be able to help myself either, I don't think. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Reina nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Reina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Reina. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Reina back to the reality so that we can make her way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Reina Ryugu. See if I can say this. Reina Ryugu. Ryugu. I think the more I say it, the worse it's getting, so I'll just stop. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Mi-chan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Don't mind me just messing with OBS. Finally, you two are late. Mion's the best. I'm so excited. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Reina, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Reina. And it's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest and dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly, you'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy take a breath of fresh morning air? I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Reina began to ramble in a near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? She's red-faced and flustered. Reina tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. God. How was it, seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral. I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in toy stores. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Mi-chan? Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western imported games. I wonder what kind of games she played. This happened in like 83, so like imagine imagine Mion playing Duck Hunt or some shit. Like, she would live for Duck Hunt, I think. When did Duck Hunt come out? $1984, okay. So maybe not. Let's see. Occurs in 1983. Okay, so I don't know what she would be playing. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action. This time I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Shut up, Reina. Fucking casual. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Reina, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you think I'd understand... Oh my god, wait. I'm not realizing. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course, if Kei-chan is up for it. I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. I can't... Is this Reina saying this? Or... I think it is. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. It kind of sounded like Keiichi, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay, so it was Rainy-chan. Oh, then I guess we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Reina looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Reina laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try and make me feel welcome. I feel like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it probably would be about right for this place. What do you... Okay. Alright, we're at the school now. Hi, Queen. Hey. Hey, silly girl. Don't show your butthole. You want to sit in my lap? Yeah. This is Queen. She looks really funny, but I swear there's nothing wrong with her. She's just a little scrungly, that's all. She's a little alien baby. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. It's like a one-room schoolhouse. I mean, that's what it is, but like, from an American point of view. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they actually had separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. Wonder what could have happened. We're not gonna tear up paper towels, okay? No, Queen. Aw, she wants to go out. Okay, should probably finish this up, because I have to get on Fansly in a little bit. However, it seems, yeah, something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. That's suspicious. That's weird. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly made me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad. I wasn't gonna fall for that again. Have you... They're about to talk about the whole, like, eraser thing in the sliding door and it falls on you prank. Like, have you guys seen the Tommy Lee Jones, Boss Coffee, like, what do you call it? Commercials? I'll probably edit it in or something. But it's absolutely iconic. It's incredible. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. Well, what is it, you guys? Step back, Reina. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Sadako-chan is... Her name was Sadako Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Sadako. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Sadako we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Sadako liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. I love the reference to Rube Goldberg. Like, I'll probably put up an example too. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I'm gonna write... Let's see, what are we at? 43. I'm writing editing notes for myself. Okay. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Ugh, what a bitch. So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Sadako was after, making me focus my attention upward, so as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape, a frightening trap. What an evil kid, holy shit. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Sadako, but in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Kei-chan, watch out! Instinctively reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow. Ow, ow. An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Sadako. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... It seemed I had inadvertently sprained my back a little when I landed. Better than landing on the inkstone. A small hand gently rubbed my head. pain, go away. So far, she's my favorite character. I used to watch the Higurashi anime back in the day. I didn't get to Kai, the second arc, and like fans who are fans of the visual novel kind of hate the anime as original fans of something are of any adaptation, but she's Rika, she's the best. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan, good morning. Good morning to you too, Reina. A good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Reina, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Sadako. I glared over in her direction. Sadako was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof... I picked up Sadako by the back of her collar. It looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this, but a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I'm sorry. Try saying that. If you won't say it... I cocked my index finger with my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Sadako's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. It can split plywood right in half. Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. Sorry, I'm itching my face all the time. Oh my god. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan really is just so... How can I say anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Sadako, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. It doesn't bother me. You mustn't cry, Sadako. Keep on fighting, yeah? Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two were at the same age. I think Sadako could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. This is why we love Rika-chan. You never really know what to expect from her. As she observed the scene, Reina's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swing. See, this is why I'm maybe not going to read everything, because it's moe, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm too deadpan for that. Sadako-chan's crying, so cute. You can't take them home. Huh, but they're so cute. Can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit is fine. It's fine. Reina kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Reina is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right? Reina swooned over Sadako's crying form. Girl, can't relate. Crying children, get that shit away from me. No. Sorry. Can't relate. Let's see, am I still... Okay, trying to make sure I'm still recording. I need to find a place to stop for the day. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Reina into the authorities. Forgive me, Reina. I'm sure to bring you your care packages. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. See, this is why I need to stop. Teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Sadako, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Rion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtack stuck to the door handle would be an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Sadako was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. That is not a word you really see anymore, bedlam. We made it in time. Rise, attention. Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one, but naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Reina and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Reina and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Cage-kun. Easy to understand. Reina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. That is true. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there will be trouble later on. With these marks, it's not like I'm aiming to go into a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relax than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mi-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Reina. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much. Reina, he's not gonna... Okay. Especially you, Reina. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Reina's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you studied just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right. There really aren't enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. And this old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. Okay, I think we're coming up on our checkpoint. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Kei-chan, we're done! We're done! It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch. Alright, I'm gonna stop here for now. I need to take a quick break and I'll be hopping on Fansly. So, yeah. Let's see. And then go here. Oh, we got another viewer. That's cool. Not right now, but like earlier there was. Alright. I'm gonna stop for now. We're gonna... I don't know how to end this, but oh god, the lighting. The sun went down really quickly. Alright. Catch you on the next one.